Greetings once again and welcome to Live with Shatufa. Following the crisis that we have seen in the past week and the days gone by, we have seen a serious crash that has happened in the Zimbabwean economy. And because of what we have seen happening, scores of major businesses shut down owing to Mnangagwa'S sluggish economic policies. We are seeing quite a lot of businesses beginning to close down, especially after the collapse of the ZIG. And these are things that are, and were known that they were going to happen. And before the closure of businesses that we are seeing now, Mnangagwa was given a warning. Business people tried to reach out to government and talk to them about the situation on the ground, where they were explaining how difficult it is to operate, especially with a ZIG that collapsed on its own. And then the government went on further to to devalue it. And that has caused a serious problem where now people are beginning to panic. Zimbabweans have panicked and they've entered into a spree, a shopping spree of buying goods, trying to get rid of the ZIG. And because of that, shops now are beginning to suffer because already the money that could be left there has already been devalued. The goods that were on the shelf, they are more now becoming more expensive for them to reorder and restock again. So they decided to talk to government. But do we have a government? We don't have a government. We have people that don't listen. We have a government that thinks that it does things by fire, by force. They think they do things by the fist. So this is the problem that we are facing. Quite a lot of businesses now are beginning to shut down in Zimbabwe. And this really is a very bad scenario where we are seeing ourselves almost going back again to the very situation that we were in 2008, right? So here, Professor Gift Mugano is saying, Mofu Donzamsoro talking to George Charamba, did you see this, right? And this Bernard is saying, this is a shop that is closed. I think it's called Bola. It says, dear valued customers, we've temporarily closed the grocery section. Sorry for inconvenience caused. Thank you. You see, the grocery section is closed, which means this is the beginning of the crisis that we are talking about. And this is the beginning of more food shortages and food problems in Zimbabwe. It would rather be better to have food expensive but still available in the shops than not to have food at all in the shelves. That becomes a worse off situation. We saw this happening in 2008, and we know what it means. Angu Jet also put a notice, this notice that has come from one of the leading food outlets in Zimbabwe, and says, dear valued customers, notice of branch closure. We regret to inform you that our Food World Eastgate branch will be closing permanently on 30 September 2023. And they are saying permanently, for that matter, not temporarily, permanently. We deeply appreciate your loyalty and support over the years and apologize for any inconveniences this may cause. Rest assured, our other branches will remain open and ready to serve you with the same dedication. We encourage you to visit our Kempspec branch for continued shopping. Thank you for your understanding and continued patronage. Sincerely, Management, Food World Retail. So can you see this? This is yet another closure of businesses. Of course, they can be giving an assurance that other branches can be operating, but it's not surprising that tomorrow you see another notice again indicating the closure of yet another branch again. And it will be one branch after the other, until we get to a total closure of that whole enterprise from Zimbabwe. We also have power sales. Power sales Mashingo is closed down. And this is also another problem that we are talking about. Power sales closing down. And imagine, these are companies that have stayed in Zimbabwe for a very long time. Power sales has been in Zimbabwe for a very long time. And when you start to see them shutting down like this, it means there are things that are not going right. Things are going very wrong. And you hear Varakash making a lot of noises, saying that Mnangagwa is the best of all leaders and quite a lot of other things. But, it is so surprising when the things are getting worse, the economy is crumbling, And life is becoming harder and harder by the day in Zimbabwe. We still have people that are speaking like this. We still have Varakashi who don't want to say things as they are. So we are going to be hearing more and more of such shops and businesses closing down in Zimbabwe if something is not done. But of course, what is it that ZANU-PF can do? There is nothing. These guys, they don't have any plan. They don't have any plan. They don't have any clue how they can solve this pending problem, because it's all about the politics. The politics in Zimbabwe, it is the politics stupid. And that is why it is never going to be able to sustain an economy. You see, when the economy, when the politics goes bad, automatically the economy can't survive it. So we are going to be seeing more of this happening. Remember, in the past week, we were talking about Zimbabwe going back to 2008. And this is a great indicator that indeed we are really at the verge of going back to 2008. And I don't know what is going to happen. This is the very same thing that had collapsed the government of Mugabe in 2008. And now Mnangagwa is also going in the same trajectory. And the truth of the matter is, Mugabe was saved by the GNU. We don't know what Mnangagwa is going to do to save himself, because the GNU brought back the confidence of the masses, and it caused the economy to start to stabilize, and food came back on the shelves, and we started to see money also coming out of ATMs for the first time after a very long time. And the US dollar we started to be used. But this time around, we don't know what Mnangagwa is going to do to save himself. Because if he wants to bring Shabang, he can bring in Shabang, but Shabang has no public confidence. So it's just the same. It's just ZANU-PF joining hands with ZANU-PF. There is no public confidence that is going to be brought by joining, maybe coming up with a GNU with Ngonzora or Shabang or whoever. As long as the Zimbabwean people are not in support of what they are doing, they are never going to succeed in what they may be trying to do. So this is what it is. Businesses are closing down. Things are becoming worse by the day. The situation is becoming unbearable. Life is becoming harder and more biting for the Zimbabwean people. And where we are going is going to be worse, as we are going towards the total collapse of ZANU-PF. God is exposing ZANU-PF and its failures before their total collapse. And what we know is definitely in this season, God is making sure that the freedom for Zimbabwe happens. And we are going to come out victorious. ZANU-PF is going down. Mnangagwa is going down. The economy is teaching them a lesson that they will never force things and succeed. They will never be frog marching everything. You can't frog march the economy. You can't rig the economy like what they have done in the elections. So this time around, they are going to find themselves, in a tight corner that they can't even find a solution to come out of it. So this is what it is, family. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Let's continue to be standing and supporting this platform. Let's continue to subscribe to this platform and also to put your comments and stand with this platform. Thank you so much and remain blessed.